Morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to Parsippany's annual Arbor Day celebration. This year we are 43 years as Tree City USA, and as the mayor said, we have a good crew that goes around and maintains the trees in Parsippany. Now I'd like to introduce Mayor Michael Soriano.
Good morning, Parsippany. Everyone say good morning back. That's it's great for everyone to be here. Thank you so much. I want to talk a moment about Arbor Day itself. Arbor Day, the first Arbor Day was presided by one of my favorite presidents, President Theodore Teddy Roosevelt. Okay. He said at the first Arbor Day back in 1907 that it is well that you should celebrate your Arbor Day thoughtfully, for within your lifetime the nation's need of trees will become serious. We of an older generation can get along with what we have, though with growing hardship. But in your full manhood and adulthood and womanhood, you will want what nature once so bountifully supplied to people so thoughtlessly destroyed. And because of that, we want you will reproach us, not for what we have used, but for what we have wasted. President Roosevelt was warning us about wasting our trees and wasting a resource. He also said, a people without children would face a hopeless future. He also said that a country without trees is almost as helpless. Now, I want to thank and acknowledge the teachers that are here today. It is through you and through parents that we educate our next generation, the guardians of this planet, the caretakers of our environment, our children. And I want to thank the teachers for what it is you do. Trees give us so many things. Fresh air that we have today. They protect the land from erosion. They give us food. They give us shade, especially on a day like this. You can use trees to shelter yourself by wood. And also trees give us another great gift, paper, so we can have books. One of my favorite books growing up and even now to this age are the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, who did The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. In The Lord of the Rings, he made trees into living creatures that protected the earth from evil. They were alive. They were the guardians of the earth. And it is Tolkien that said that I am at home when I am amongst the trees. And who was it who talked to the trees? Who got them to come out and fight and protect the earth? It was the smallest of all creatures, the hobbits. The people that sometimes were ignored and overlooked. I need all of you children here, to be those hobbits, to be those guardians of the trees, to understand that they are living creatures and that they protect us and they take care of us. Though they may not be like they were in The Lord of the Rings, where they walk and talk and they fight monsters, but they do protect us from other hidden monsters, and they protect our earth. So please, I need you to do that and return the gift of protecting them the way that they protect and provide for us. Please take care of your trees. Okay, I acknowledge our teachers before. Thank you so much for being here. I would also like to acknowledge Board of Education members Matt DeVito and Judy Mayer for being here. Also, Dr. Barbara Sargent, our Superintendent of Schools. Dr. Sargent, where are you? Everyone turn around and say hi to Dr. Sargent. Why is she hiding? I also want to thank members of our first responders for being here, our ambulance squad, and the Parsippany Troy Hills Police Department. Thank you very much. And once again, I want to acknowledge, I've watched them do it myself. I've watched them work. I've watched them work in snowstorms to protect our streets and our parks. I've watched them work through very hard conditions in the summer when the weather's high. I've watched them work through storms. And that's the members, our employees at the Parks and Forestry Department who keep our parks and our towns so beautiful. Again, thank you very much for everything you do. And last but not least, the members of our environmental committee, thank you so much. Later on, we're going to have a special presentation from our special guest, Governor Richard Cody, who's here with us today. Not yet. You're speaking later, though. But right now, at this point, I would like to call up the Eastlake Elementary School's second grade class for a lullaby poem. Again, the Eastlake Elementary School, second grade class. Say it again loud. Good job. Look that way.
5, 4, 3, 2. Breeze sighs softly as the birds patter about her heavy old branches, settling down, tucking their heads beneath their wings. She waits until the dust has shadowed her leaves, and when she's sure she's heard the last soft cheep, she locks her birds to sleep.
Where's the teacher? You? I figured that.
Okay, is that?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great job. Okay, next up, the Intervale Elementary School second grade class.
All you gotta do is live.
Great job. Thank you very much.
That's for Mr. Watt. Great job. What a great job. Loved all the dancing. What a great job. That was great. Great job.
Okay. Up next,
Oh, and that side.
Lake Parsippany Elementary second grade class.
It's your tree that clears the air. Plant a tree, trees for America. Plant a tree today for all the world to share. Taste the breeze and life inside you. Make a promise to the earth. Plant a tree now, it's the time to recognize the tree for all that it is worth. Plant a tree for your tomorrow. It's your tree that clears the air. Plant a tree, trees for America. Plant a tree today for all the world to share. Grow a shady place to rest in. Make a place for birds to sing. Plant a forest for the future, for the breath of life giving with everything. Plant a tree for your tomorrow. It's your tree that clears the air. Plant a tree, trees for America. Plant a tree today for all the world to share.
I would like to read this into the official record. This is a proclamation from the Township of Parsippany Troy Hills. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heat and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And whereas Parsippany Troy Hills has been recognized as a Tree City USA for 43 years by the National Arbor Day Foundation and desires to continue its tree planting ways. Now, therefore, I, Michael Soriano, Mayor of the Township of Parsippany Troy Hills, do hereby proclaim April 26, 2019 as Arbor Day in the Township of Parsippany Troy Hills, and I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts and protect our trees and woodlands. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. Presented this 29th day of April 2019. I would like to now bring up our Superintendent of Forestry, Parks and Forestry, Mr. James Jim Walsh. And now I will also call up Governor Richard Cody. Did you have fun today?
Not yet. I really appreciate that long, flowing introduction, though, Mayor.
Good.
Oh, God. Is this come off here?
Yes.
There we go. Hold on to this for a second. Now listen. Can you all give me a dab? That's it, baby. That's it. we'll get you warmed up. Thank you for all coming out here today. It's great to be in Parsippany and know and understand a lot of good things are happening here. And you have a mayor who's a gentleman and a scholar and a warm, loving human being. And that continues a lot of traditions in this town. Now, Parsippany is one of only 2 towns in the whole state of New Jersey that is designated a tree city. Now, you got to do a hell of a lot of work. Right, Irish? You get that?
Right.
Don't be too emotional about that. Is he alive over there?
He's Lorax.
But that's an honor not only of the local officials, but to the town as well. So that's going to fly whereabouts?
Oh, right now, Town Hall, right now, flag.
Okay, listen, and I want to thank all the teachers. Thank God you're still in your jobs after what happened for 8 years, right? My wife was a teacher. She understands. But New Jersey loves you, and we appreciate what you do. And I know from being married to a teacher, it's not easy. God love you all. Come on, give them a round of applause. I got just one last question. Now, how many of you root for the Yankees?
Me.
Okay. How about the Mets?
No.
See, I know that guy used to be governor. Roots for them. That's why. I understand that. Don't worry about it. All right. So listen. I got one. Where's the teachers? Raise your hand. I want to give you an assignment. If you can come up and present to me whenever you're ready for some kind of environmental law, whether it be about trees, whatever, and present it to me to introduce that law into the legislature and hopefully have it become law by next year and we can celebrate it. Otherwise, I'm not coming back. All right? Well, you should applaud for that. All right, so are we going to raise the flag up? Okay. So on behalf of the citizens of the state of New Jersey, it gives me great pleasure to present to Mr. Walsh and your mayor, Michael Soriano, this flag in distinction of being only one of 2 towns in New Jersey and only just 43 towns in this country, one of the best in doing the right thing, Parsippany. Call it out. Parsippany. 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 Parsippany.
So again, I want to thank everyone for coming here to Parsippany Town Hall, which is just so beautiful this time of year. The trees and the blossoms. Again, I've said it over and over again, but thank you to the Parks and Forestry staff for the maintenance and the care that you do here at Town Hall. I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to thank the children for being here. You are the most important part of Arbor Day and Arbor Day celebrations. There is no Arbor Day celebration without children. Without passing this on to the next generation on how important trees are, we're hurting our future. So it is up to you to be the guardians of our future.